Sion is pretty standard, like, trap champion. You really do not want to 5-man invade into a Sion comp. Because if he can find you in a brush with his Q charts, that potential 5-man knockup can be absolutely devastating to the team. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see that neither side's really looking for anything too cheeky. We did have some deep vision, but other than that, pretty much your stock standard. So let's look at the bot lane, right? We've got the skin synergy between Thresh and Kai'Sa. So at least they got something going for them there. But as for Setzer, is that how you pronounce it? He's gone for the exhaust with the roll, which is kind of interesting. I feel like they have a lot of kill pressure in this lane, assuming they can use that range advantage from the Caitlyn. But at the same time, one bad trade and Kai'Sa can quite easily chunk you down. So you gotta be very respectful at the same time, looking for the right windows to try and find that punish. But top lane, however, we see already McLean starting to struggle with that little bit of a ranged into melee matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a surprise to me that he has priority in that lane. He's 7 CS to 3. You shouldn't be down CS with Ignite and on a Quinn. You have the range advantage level 2 bot lane. You have a boot roll on here.
Okay, so we had that point blank hook attempt, forcing the flash of the Zimbo. He's got that slip of health left, but the last aura is not going to be there just yet. It will be first blood. So, I mean, that comes down to just looking to play a little bit too aggressive. If you're going to throw a hook like that, you have to guarantee that it hits, because if you miss, you're opening a window to be punished, and that's exactly what Setzer used to his advantage. And that's going to be already Caitlyn Rel off to a really good start. Oh,
yeah, Setzer playing so well. Here's another. So much heal having to be burned. They're just having to respect the damage of that Caitlyn. Beautifully played. Honestly, I'm really impressed, Sheepy. This is great to see.
Yeah, so I mean, we mentioned beforehand bot lane, that matchup's going to come down to really whether Caitlyn can use that advantage of the early game and sort of push past that beef master potential to try and outscale towards the mid stages. As the middle lane, Damulan walking straight into the baby cage. As a Badger, taking a lot of damage, but I don't think he's going to lose any summoners, and gank overall not exactly the most effective, but the pressure applied nonetheless.
Diana's bot side. So Diana's bot river right now, and Sana's here as well. So I'm kind of expecting there could be some 3v3 action here. Badger's going to be a happy man. He does have the teleport, so if he needs to, he can just take up back and get back into lane. Thresh missing a hook. That should be...
Damulan finding it, both just sitting on a blue buff, looking for some damage. I don't think he can really deal with how tanky Sion is at this stage, so perhaps a little bit greedy.
Even if he dies, he can also trade. Oh no, Badger!
There's the flash, so Damulan actually finally finding that summoner, so effective nonetheless. So I mean, mid lane matchup, we've got Zillion and Victor both scale pretty hard, and a kind of struggle in the early stages. Stardust in this case, a little bit of trouble. That's the chance.
Stun coming out.
Lantern.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful lantern coming out there. Oh my word.
Lanterns as well. Oh no, you bet he flashed earlier, bot lane. Never mind.
Primal Nugget getting... Yeah, didn't want to get that close to that man. McLean healing up beautifully.
McLean popping the ghost. Actually not going to chase him down. I'm kind of surprised. I feel like Primal perhaps could have looked for that last auto, but actually just seeing that Damulan top, maybe not the greatest of ideas. They're playing it safe, but we know bot lane. Mid rather, we've got a bit of a flank coming through from Sion on the minimap. As top lane McLean, you just got out, but he looks for the trade as the flash attempt.
Dino's coming.
Damulan, clean up.
Primal Nugget, no flash. That is going to be Primal Nugget going down in the top lane as well. Damn. That's not ideal. You don't have Ignite, and you have Ignite in the lane. But to be fair, there was a Ghost burnt as well. So we can see that replay in the top lane coming out right now.
I mean, he popped the ghost, he got away, he got like a free get out of jail.
He flashed in, actually.
Ticket, and then he just goes back in. Yeah, you look for the big boy play. You wanted to go for the coin flip, and then matchup like this, you really cannot afford to mess that up, because it is a Darius into Quinn, and Quinn is going to sort of just run with that lead now with boots completed.
Yeah, and honestly, with how close the Diana was, you could just wait for Diana to pull off the gank, get the kill, and then clear the wave and take it back without having to have died to the Quinn. Yeah, she didn't have flash. And this Caitlyn Rel is really happy. Caitlyn loves to be hitting towers right now, and has been given that opportunity by the early misplays of Zimbo Mas on the
This is the perfect case scenario for Caitlyn Rel. They want to be, like you said, They want to be shoving Beefmaster under constantly, so you miss farm and then pick up plates wherever he can, assuming it's safe to do so. So bot lane, it looks like Zimbo doesn't care if they're losing the matchup. He's still going to be looking to play as aggressive as possible, just Beefmaster punished. So summoner advantage still in favor of the Zawado bot lane. They have that summoner heal. Beefmaster having to burn his, but actually almost off cooldown already, so perhaps the lane
Diana's coming in.
Gotta say, Demilon trying
Level
to play
6 as well.
incredibly proactive as he goes to the flash in case the two-man grab, but unfortunately Thresh not really finding anyone with the hook, but the red side TP does look to try and join the fight. It's going to be Demilon a little bit low. He takes the legend straight into the Sion knockup. What are you doing, friend? Zimbo now the new focus as Split goes massive in the foresight flash, but double kill for Sion.
Oh, the Sion is online. This is way better than what we saw last week. Honestly, that spellbook took me by surprise. That Sion TP coming in just when it was needed. Wow.
Yeah, Sion just went massive. I'm not gonna lie. That was a big one.
Just what a beautiful Sion play there. Picks up the kill with a shield there, and then has Flash up and running after using teleport with spellbook to just flash Shakia the Thresh there. Beautiful to see.
What would have been really clean is if Zimbo flashed the Sion Q when the lantern was took. That would have been pretty pog, but unfortunately, no foresight on that one. Perhaps didn't see the TP coming through for the flank, but Thresh on the other hand, like for the X flash, he's actually got the back. Well, he's got the. Never mind.
Does not have a hook quite lined up, as gonna get some tilt over. Peacemaker here clearing the wave and trying to get the first plate of. I want to say the game. Yeah, this is the first plate of the game going over to the side of Caitlyn. Exactly what she wants. That is the dream. And yeah, Caitlyn Roll being synergizing quite well despite my doubts about it in the early parts of the game. Or in
so we got Scuttle on the map, topside plus a Rift, so we may be just having a Demilon attempt at the Rift Herald, the sign on the other hand, so topside, so maybe there for the contest, not too sure if it's going to be worthwhile, need the priority lane. Victor on the other hand, resetting with TP, means he should be back to potentially contest if they do get the vision on Diana, as she has started up the objective.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the Sion got buffed between this patch and last patch, which, if you guys don't know, only happened last night, so very, very recently. And he's playing very well this game compared to what we saw in the previous series, where he got caught right out the gates on invades level 1, and yeah, 2-0 this time instead of being 0-1 at the start of each game. We do have the Herald pop in the mid lane, looking to get some plates.
I kind of like how proactive Demilon's been playing this game. Sion unstoppable, looking for the attempt. Unfortunately, does not really find much, but it looks like Demilon again finds himself a cheeky kill. But the Zillion ulti should keep him alive for the initial resurrection. Does Split have the damage? I don't think he does. He's Sion. He's kind of just burned all his CC, so that was actually a really, really nicely played fight by Era.
Yeah, definitely. And you should have held on to that Sion ulti, because he Sion ultied into nothing and then was too far away to support Badger top lane, taking so much damage as like a Night Burnt there. Not gonna have quite enough to secure that kill.
And I want to see that play again, actually. Like, that was very nice. I'm very surprised at how well both sides are playing, actually, so far.
Yes, as you can see in that replay, powered by Elgato, we do have quite a lot of damage coming out there. Zillion ulti does save the Diana, and she just respawns and walks back. Nothing Sion can do, too slow, and actually just secured Dragon off of that as well.
Oh, ace in the hole. Demilon looking for the chase. It's going to be Seth's able to find the shutdown thanks to that Magnet Storm. On the other hand, it was Aeroside Drake secured, so 1 Cloud Drake to 0. But overall, I think the gold pretty much even, actually. 0.2k gold difference between the two sides, so by all means, anybody's game. In this case, I feel like it's going to come down to, can Caitlyn use that lead and the snowball through bot lane, as despite top lane being kind of even, we've got Darius starting to pull ahead in farm, and I think if Quinn doesn't build up more of a lead there, she's going to be a little bit weak for the Zawado top side.
Yeah, especially with that Stride Breaker. It's really hard to win top if you get Stride Breaker on Darius, but this bot lane is so volatile. I'm scared to talk, as we might get a fight here at any second.
Oh, I saw he was going for there. Looking for the hook to the minion, unfortunately just timing it a little bit off, so that would have been kind of mad. Badge, on the other hand, walking straight through the pink, he finds Diana in the jungle. I don't think you really want to be there versus Diana on a half health. I mean, she can chunk you pretty hard, so instead just gives him the cheeky assist on the Scuttle Crab, saying, hey friend, I'm gonna give you a helping hand. As we do have Damulon again, the engage, beautifully played, finds himself kill number 4. 4 for 2 for 0 for 20.
Yeah, this mid jungle is performing super well. Honestly, Victor's just not being very aware of where this Diana jungle could potentially be, and is getting punished for it. That's what we're seeing happening. Yeah. Oh man, this top lane is 20 CS behind. You can't be 20 CS behind as a Quinn in a Darius matchup. It's a little bit
based yet though, so this maybe his opportunity to potentially look for the all-in. I mean, big wave, but from McLean so low, has flash and ghost, pops both. The final auto, it will be their primal nugget. Yeah, I mean,
survived the Diana.
Sign on the way up.
No ulti.
Primal. Okay, the damage.
Doesn't matter. So much damage.
What are these chain
can
fights?
Can San kill this? He probably can.
I'm very surprised at how much damage a full tank sign actually does.
Yeah, honestly, this Diana is also doing so much damage. Not even having ulti here, but like doing quite a lot of damage.
What am I watching right now?
We're playing hide and seek in the top rush, I guess. Oh, he's maybe hoping for the Darius to come back. I have no idea what I'm watching.
No. Alcove gameplay?
Beautiful. I mean, also Diana had flash there, so I'm pretty sure you can flash towards like the bottom brush and just get out. No? Maybe a little optimistic there for me.
I mean, Cyan had flash as well, so I feel like if anything, there was an opportunity initially to look to try and escape, but once he got that second Q knockup, it was pretty much doomed. But look at this bot lane, are we already pushing onto that final plate? 13 minutes in means that Caleb is sitting on a substantial amount of gold on this next back in particular, but looks like there's going to be a flank here to get error. Finds the 2-man stun, the placement of the bombs looks good with the candy cane skin, and Setsu kind of looking to do as much CC as he can before going down himself, but it should be enough for Beefmaster to find the kill through the exhaust, and yet again a really nice play from Airside. Looking to try to play through their bot lane, some deep vision not being cleaned up by ZEW means that, okay, McLean.
Wow. Beautifully played by McLean in the top lane, just action across the map. That was a beautiful TV coming in from Stardust, followed by a beautiful timed time bombs that just completely took out the Euro bot lane. Yeah, just not having wards cleared out in that bottom side of the jungle means you are vulnerable to a teleport if you are that far up in the bot lane. And losing their plate advantage at the end of the day, as it seems like Kaiser and Thresh should be able to pick up 2 plates back in favor of Era.
This top lane matchup kind of feels like it's just both players overextending, overstaying, and getting punished for it. We had Darius sitting on a lot of gold, did not base, Quinn immediately came back, killed him, suddenly Quinn doesn't base, Darius comes back, uses the stride breaker, he just picked up and kills Quinn back. So I feel like these deaths are by all means avoidable for the top laners. They're just kind of playing it a little bit too disrespectfully, overstaying and getting punished and sort of trending back and forth. But it looks like Damage is not finding himself that mid lane damage, but it looks to be enough. It will be Badger 195 out of here as in jungle the fight continues. This is an absolute yes to the game. These fights in the same side of the jungle but completely separate, as we do have Era actually looking pretty clean as Beefmaster finds himself kill number 3 with a flash hook. Jungle Scion into the box, but Unstoppable has other plans. The Scion at least gonna escape, but that's already 3 members dead from the Sun as the water.
Yeah, pretty sure he could have just ulted. He probably didn't have to flash. But maybe he was gonna hit the wall. Okay. Yeah. The other thing is this Diana is just popping off right now, looking absolutely so good. It just feels like this Diana is doing so much damage, and there's no way for this team to handle him.
Damn, is putting in work.
Yeah, honestly, he just 1v2 the enemy bot lane, which is supposed to be the win condition for the side of ZEW. And the Sun with 3 kills is just not feeling quite as relevant as this Diana. Yeah, and a lot of damage coming out from Stardust in the mid lane here as well.
Zillion Diana combo McLean overstaying top lane. He does find himself that tier 1 turret, the exhaust to try and combat the Ghost movement speed, but he's quite easily just able to... Oh, was that BM? He's BMing. No.
He's hard BM.
Okay. McLean, this... No, you cannot die after BMing like that, McLean. So he gets the ignite out of a primal nugget. So I always want to say is that Mid lane, we've got Stardust on Zillion, we've got Demon on Diana. Together, that combo is kind of nasty, actually. The movement speed to allow Diana to potentially just get that big 5-man, like, wombo, or the pick onto the carry. It's very scary.
Yeah, there's even a better... Oh no.
Damula.
I'm about taking a lot of damage. Does make it over the wall, really safe. Ulti used by Diana as well to take it out. So much
Zimbo?
damage. Diana shut down. That's huge. It does go onto Raldo, so not as huge as it could have been onto a Primal Nugget or an IMAD Stardust.
Zimbo.
Barely getting out of the
Quick prediction. Everfrost locked on into the GNCC. We got the Stardust combo as IMAD. But I kind of want to play Zillion again now. Just watching Stardust playing Zillion makes me miss the champion.
Yeah, it's been a while. Man, nostalgic moments here. We take a second to remember.
McLean breaks his stride, gets out of the baby cage. McLean looking to try and pull some damage. Badge in a bit of trouble, but he has no execute just yet. There it is, the dunk. Master himself, McLean, with the mastery taunt. Disrespect. I don't know, I think McLean's kind of playing a little bit too cocky. He's on Darius, he's feeling comfortable, and he's bringing out the BM in multiple fashions.
Okay. Darius players, what are you expecting, Chibi? Yeah, I definitely think that was a matter of just absolute like not summoner spell, but ruin diff, and on Badger's side, had he had phase rush there, he could easily get out. More fighting happening. Let's focus on that.
Yeah, we've got Primal Nugget looking to join the fight, but he gets over the wall. That's not where you want to be. Forced to flash out as McLean now finds kill number 3, but that's gonna be the end of that one. So I mean, Quinn, I don't think she intended to go over that wall.
Yeah, definitely felt a little bit weird there. I'm not sure why we're also fighting 1 versus 4 or 2 versus 4 in this jungle, but maybe not knowing the whole team was there.
Oh, yeah. McLean with the disconnect. So blue buff actually leashed and let go. Split able to smite that back in, so the reconnect. That's kind of tragic actually. He lost the steal on the buff.
Okay, so there's actually so much to talk about right now. I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything.
Yeah, so Caitlyn finished her kill. That's good. That's a big fat cash out. Caitlyn is actually somehow behind in farm. I'm not too sure how that exactly works, as they have pretty much taken the entire bot tier 1 turret. So
she died twice to Diana, basically.
Kai'Sa 4 for 0.
Yeah, and Kai'Sa hasn't died to anyone yet, so she's kind of been having an ability to farm a little bit more than what we might expect. Yeah, we do have some tank sign in the jungle.
It's kind of interesting.
It is big special, to be honest.
He's going for the armor stack, but he's versing Diana, Zillion, and they have a lot of AP damage between the two of them. So
damage too as well.
Yeah, but I think it's primarily AD of this build. I miss the AP Kai'Sa days. That was quite legit. One shot W towards late stages. Yeah, good times.
Yeah, it's still possible, but it's kind of like if you really need AP, or if you need the hourglass, not really, because it's as good as the AD version. Yeah, so we do get Harold being dropped bot side. Badger gonna be left to defend that.
The flash of Callow, Zimbo, the Kai'Sa entering stage right. What did I just watch?
That was an absolute just display of talent. Mad, so much damage. Primal Nugget picks up the kill there, just barely making it out.
Dude, these fights are sweaty.
Honestly, these are absolute banger fights, dude. But Yura is barely making it out with these fights at the end of the day every single time. So we do have quite a gold lead showing up here. McLean looking to be clean under this tower, taking quite a lot of damage.
Oh, but less McLean. Isn't McLean like a detergent or something?
Is McLean like a Trojan? What?
No, like a detergent. Like, isn't it like a cleaning product? I don't know.
I could believe that. If I saw an advertisement of McLean cleaning products, I'd believe that is a cleaning product. Not sure if it is an actual thing though.
He's kind of cleaning up this game with that top lane Darius now. Pretty big advantage. I mean, 50 farm up on the Quinn matchup. Yeah, that's exactly
a hard one.
That's exactly what we said shouldn't happen, and it's so easy to just throw this game in terms of the Quinn, despite having that natural lane advantage. So I mean, range versus melee matchups. If you're a top laner, you hate to play it, as we do have the Zillion speed up bomb delivery system. It looks like McLean not going to really get too much access. He's a little bit too deep, so he will pay the price with the Zillion ultimate just in the nick of time. as the Cyan Chain CC McLean Lantern pull out. So nobody's be dying there, just some ultimates at lost. In this case, Stardust.
A very clean save from Equinox though. Even the using the Thresh Lantern there to get McLean out, maybe being a little bit too cocky and too confident there, and is gonna have to be bailed out by the team. Maybe he knows that he has a Zillion on his team and he's like, I can do whatever I want. I'm not gonna die.
A lot of utility. They've got Zillion, they've got Thresh, both incredibly strong. That's part of the game with like disengaging as well as potentially getting picks. So that's the advantage of the Zillion pick. It kind of struggles in the early stages. Putting it against the Victor means they both scale pretty hard, and Zillion kind of gets a little bit more of a free early stage, which is exactly what we've passed now. So Zillion going to be coming online a lot more useful, especially with that Everfrost build, means that the pick into the Chain CC potential is definitely there.
Oh, Damlin. All in.
Greedy. He finds the damage. Primal Nuggets dead. Unfortunately, I'm at a little bit late on that. So I'm going to heal as double kill coming through for Diana. I don't know why that worked. I feel like that was incredibly disrespectful, but at the same time, he has the Thresh Lantern, so he's got the confidence. And Demilon now 9 for 5 for 3. Not only can he play... what does he know he play again? Not Sejuani. Oh, hello.
Interesting fight happening.
Beatmaster.
Wise.
Volibear, that's it. Demilon's a Volibear player, but he can apparently play Dino pretty well too, as set again. Forced to try to look for any form of CC before he does go down. He does get a quite big chain, but unfortunately just no follow through damage. On the other hand, Zimbo Mouse, a lot of trouble. Nicely he plays bomb though.
Beautiful time bomb. Oh my word, that's going to be the game right there, off of the back of the Zillion, who has played so well. As we get the ace going out to the Diana. Surely they'll be able to close it out here. Arrow playing beautifully in the end here. Just running away with the game. Honestly.
Oh. Gotta pad the KDA before
more
we
fighting
finish the game.
happening. Yeah, I mean, shut down onto that Diana, who's 11-6 now. And we're not going to make it down before the Nexus drops. And yeah, we'll see you in a second into post-game Acosta's desk.
Right, I mean, that was fast-paced. That's all I can really say. That game was just non-stop fighting everywhere, left, right, and center.
Definitely super entertaining to watch. I think Zawada performed a little bit better than we saw in the last series with them, so it was really great to see them step up to see the power of that Scion with Spellbook, the beautiful TP in the bot lane, going 3-0 relatively early on, and then just getting completely outclassed by the Diana in the later stages, who was just so present and so prevalent. Let's have a look at match stats post game.
Right, so final KDAs, I mean, I got Demilon for sure, MVP of that game. I think he was just way too proactive. Every gank pretty much working out and finding himself some cheeky picks in the jungle as well. As for damage charts, yeah, most damage as well. So, I mean, honestly, the entirety of Era did play very well, but so far, Demilon looking to be the main player to watch out for. So let's see how he does in the second game. I feel like there's a lot of potential there. As for whether he gets the Diana again, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, the only other thing that I can think of and might be an interesting point to make and think about is also, I think the Zillion played very well. I think that Diana has so much freedom to pop off, to go into tower dive with that Zillion backing you up with an ulti, and did quite a lot of damage as well. So just a beautiful mid-jungle synergy, honestly. Victor was like really struggling to deal with that Diana and Zillion combo in game number 1.
100% nonetheless. It is a best of 3, so still hashtag comebackable. Anybody's series, but honestly, looking very entertaining. So hopefully second game is just as high intense, I guess. I mean, a lot of really nicely pulled off team fights, a lot of good synergy showing up in the first game. So I'm actually kind of impressed. Let's see whether they can carry that through to the second game. But nonetheless, we'll be back shortly. So time for the drinks, time for the order. We'll be right back.
What's holding you down? I ain't like others. Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the somber sky. I am hearing all the
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mercedes-Benz ATK League of Legends Champions Series, part of Elgato and MSI. We are here. We are back. We had a banging game one, super close fights. Just looked super exciting and entertaining to cast. And Era eventually taking the victory on the back of a Diana jungle that was absolutely popping off and being supported by a Zillion in the mid lane. Yeah, lots of props to that Diana. Played it beautifully, absolutely popping off on the ganks. And yeah, we do have some side switches coming out here, and should be in champ select for game number 2 shortly.
Right, so I mean, like you mentioned before, Damilon playing like absolute machine the first game, finding himself those free picks as well as a lot of cheeky scuttle steals. So I mean, I'd be very surprised if they let the Dyna 3 game 2 as well. I feel like it did a little bit too well, but at the same time, he has some other picks that we've seen in the past that he's very comfortable with as well, such as his Volibear. So maybe he gets that, maybe he doesn't, only time will tell, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a really good game, as we did have I think it's just a well synergized match from both sides. Actually, there's a lot of really cheeky interactions, so there's definitely a lot of potential. I feel like both these teams can, with a little bit more practice, make their way up to some of the higher tiers of South African esports.
Yeah, we're very keen to see, and we should be in champ select in just a little bit. But again, I'd like to talk about the sign. I think it performed pretty well. There was a great TP. I feel like it went 0-3 pretty early on, and then just fell behind the Diana, who was just catching out the Victor in the mid lane time and time again with the support of that Zillion, with that ulti potentially coming out to save her from the tower dive here and there. And yeah, just started to slowly fall apart for ZEW. And yeah, really good series though.
Yeah, like you
Great game.
mentioned, there's a lot of cheeky TP flank spot lane. We've had both sides actually, but mostly I think Arab with one Zillion teleport, one was it Scion? So yes. I mean, bot lane was definitely the lane to play around. Top lane a little bit of a more like island oriented lane, as it was the Quinn Darius.
In just a second.
Let's take a look at the picks for game number 2.
So we did jump into Champ Select a little bit late last time, but this time we'll be taking you through from the start as we do get the first ban going out on the side of the water. We have the Rise band out, not wanting to deal with that scaling mid laner on the side of Euro, potentially
Well,
being
they
picked
had
up
the
by
Victor,
Sawdust.
so that's pretty much the same champion, right? EQ man versus good old Victor, but like you said, so I mean Yumi's gonna be banned out. I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like Yumi's kind of a champion that you can really punish, especially if he's
Zillion.
picked in the early stages.
That's being banned now. So deciding to not ban the Rise, or just deciding not to ban some of the previous bans that they had, but instead opting to ban the Zillion, maybe thinking that the Diana wasn't the problem, the Zillion was the problem. And to be fair, that Zillion was landing a lot of time bombs, a lot of CC. The TP bot lane ruined the Caitlyn Rel lead. Yeah, and just made Diana pop off in the mid lane. So not a bad ban to see.
Right, so the first ban phase almost rolled out. 15 seconds left on that final ban. Gonna be error, and Diana's still open, so I mean, perhaps we do have that priority pick. Otherwise, what are any predictions on the first pick that we're gonna get through? Anything in particular you feel needs to be picked up at the moment? Kale.
Not that. Definitely not that. It did
Okay,
get
so
buffed, but that was not at all.
the
what I
third
was
ban
expecting.
was Gwen. The assets haven't updated, so it was airside Gwen ban. But Kale, I don't like it at all. I don't like the priority pick on the Kale. I feel like there's a lot stronger picks, and Kale is a pick that needs to be played into the right matchups, into the right comps. There it is. We have Damulon's Volibear locked in. Not too surprised by that one, actually.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if Volibear isn't a good matchup top into the Kale as well, so definitely potential for that as well. Like Kale got a slight buff, I think, on AP ratios or something, so she's a bit stronger because she was weak across the board and they wanted to buff her a little bit. But I don't think it's enough of a buff to justify how much time it takes her to scale up. As we do get the Tristana possibly flex to mid as well as to bot lane being picked up. It has been showing up a lot more in the bot lane in MSI as well as just in general at the moment.
So the nice thing about the Tristana pick is that it's a very, very strong flex pick. It's been played mid and bottom, like you mentioned. So it's a very, very good first rotation. Allows for a lot more flexibility, as well as the water doesn't actually know what to put in which lane because they don't know where it's going to go. In this case, Rel, the go-to support locked in, plus the Lux pick means that Kale will be top lane. So I feel like Zawada kind of underperforming in the drafting phase in the sense of they're giving away too much information for free. I feel like there's definitely some stronger picks. In this case, it's going to be the Ziggs locked in for mid lane as well, which means that it will be just on a bot lane, but at the same time, the mid lane matchup was already locked in with the Lux. Unless
Yeah,
it's
so I
support
think
Lux.
it wasn't.
No, it can't be
Yeah.
Rel. Never mind, it's Rel.
What about the Rel? Yeah. I didn't think Rel's gonna go anywhere else, but support. But Lux to get a slight buff, I think a 5% AP ratio adjustment on the E to help with wave clear. So definitely to get buffed a little bit this patch, maybe makes it. I do think it's. I want to say it's just as good, if not stronger, than Ziggs.
So I think that's because of the new Lux skin that came out. They had to buff Lux to make sure that everybody buys the new skin. Because I think Lux has the most sold skin in the game, which is Elementalist Lux, I believe. So I mean, Lux
Yeah, I
is a
definitely
big.
would believe that.
It's a big money maker for Riot Games, that's for sure. But I mean, Diana now banned away, which is kind of weird to me. I feel like McLean is not going to be playing that Volibear. That's going to be in the jungle. So I don't think the Diana ban is necessary. But I mean, better safe than sorry. You never know.
Yeah, we do see that Caitlyn ban, which stops the Rel Caitlyn from coming out in this game, which is also odd to me because you should have picked up Caitlyn. There was no reason to show the Lux. I doubt it's bannable. And yeah, we do have the Gianna Tristana combo. Maybe not that bad if we can kind of stop the engage of the Rel onto
Yeah.
the Tristana.
I mean, Janna could be
Um,
quite good into Rel, like you said before. The CC cancels like there. As long as if she can find a cheeky tornado, Tristana chain jump. Not that you really want to jump into a Rel, but nonetheless, it's gonna be
We see
Samira
Mohamed
Rel
jungle.
locked in. So I mean, Samira Rel actually a really, really strong combination. They synergize very, very well together. So I'm liking the bot lane picks at least.
And we have Kled going into the Kale. I think that is McLean looking to make a statement in game number 2. And I'm keen to see how that matchup goes. I mean, Prime Nugget did not perform in the Quinn versus Darius matchup. So the question is, can he perform in the Kled versus Kale matchups? This time, he's not really on the early game bully. He's definitely on the scale. I go late and smash your team, so he needs to make a lot of laning phase alive, which he didn't do on that hard scaling and super powerful early game bully of the Quinn. Yeah, so interesting thing to think about.
Right, so I mean, this game we've got the Samira Rel bot lane, very, very early game, very wants to fight you combination. So I'd like to see the Zawada side playing through bot lane, looking to try to get that lane ahead. But at the same time, Kale wants to try to scale up. She's probably going to be trying to play weak side, just look to try and get much farm as you can without getting punished. Versus McLean's Kled, that's the champion. But I don't know how I feel about the Maokai pick. I don't really think Maokai is that great of a jungle pick. There are much stronger ones, and you're probably better off with a early game tempo jungle in the comp of Zawada. Just try to get that bot lane snowballing, as you'd really need that bot lane to get a good lead in the early stages. Otherwise, it's going to become very difficult trying to get to that Kale win condition or level 16 late game spike.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Split is big, has a little bit of a small champion pool. We've only ever seen him on the Scion, and now we're seeing him on the Maokai. So maybe he has a slightly more unique jungle pool than the rest of the league. But still keen to see. I think it has a bit more potential than the tank Scion. I'm not sure if he's going to be building a tank or AP, but there's a little bit more diversity in
I'm
terms
hoping
of
for tank.
build.
I feel like they've got too much AP, too much damage already in this comp. They need the front line to combo with the roll. So.
Great. I'm wondering if we're going to see Spellbook again, or maybe something like an Aftershock to just help out with
I
that picking.
don't know how I feel about Spellbook Maokai. I feel like that's a bit of a long stretch. Scion, you could probably get away with some cheese. You get some interesting Scion combos, almost like an Ornn. But Maokai, I'm not actually too. I'm trying to think what the best keystone would be for Maokai jungle, because I mean Aftershock's not going to be the tech.
So predictions for the start of the game. Are we going to see a 5-man invade? Are they going to meet each other this time as they missed each other last game? Or are we just going to see everyone sitting back, laying back?
I think Zawada has a really strong invade. They've got the Lux Binding, they've got Roll, they've got Maokai. So, I mean, if anything, maybe Zawada going in as 5, looking to try and create some pressure, get some deep vision. As for the air side, perhaps just more of a either stack or just divide and spread. Make sure every entrance is covered, but we'll have to see. 60 seconds left on the clock, and let's jump through to the first game in just a moment.
So you guys, yeah.
See clearly now. We could see clearly, can't stop. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. I know it's been a while. I know you're thinking the same, but I've been feeling like a moment can't go to waste. I let go of your name, girl. I figured that was it. I stopped playing.
So we're back in game number 1 of this series, or game number 2. My apologies, that's game number 2. And yeah, we have Era Equinox on the top side of the map in red, and yeah,
Oh,
we have
five-man
the
invade.
bot side with the order, and it looks like we do have the 5-man invade and a 3-man defense by the side of Zawarda. This is potentially, I mean, you could just lose this
I
if the
know.
KL isn't here because of the number difference, and Lux might even get caught here. So let us see. Do they completely
no.
miss each other? Do they see each other? This KL's worrying me. Why is she not with the team? Oh
Oh,
no. This
4v5.
is not a Scion.
Markai actually going to be backing away, but Aurel gets a big pick. It's going to be first blood on a Samira. That is not what you can afford. I said that they have a strong early game, so what? Like, I mean,
The chat is an absolute meme. Anyway, beautifully played there. I think I mean, the RAL is essentially the same as Scion. You cannot walk 5 men into RAL. You're gonna get smashed by that RAL knock-up and combo. The damage is just also being pretty high. Yeah, as we do have Markai prepping his camps, getting ready to clear here. He does have Aftershock, not Spellbook like he had on the Scion, which doesn't make a lot
I
of
don't
sense.
think Spellbook Markai at jungle is really a thing. I don't even know if Aftershock's the correct go-to. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Could be Arcane if you're going AP, and
Yeah, but I don't think AP Markai jungle would be that effective either. Might struggle a bit.
yeah, especially with no tanks anywhere else on the map. Primal Nugget back on his comfortable top lane range champions, as we see. We saw the Quinn in game 1, and we are seeing the Kale in game number 2.
I mean,
You
can
do
you
have
really
Starter.
consider Kayle like a ranged champion? I mean, she is, but she isn't. Like,
Oh, that's true. Technically, still a melee champion for the next 6 levels.
it's more like, you really can't
Completely forgot
punish.
about that.
You really can't punish someone too well in like a standard
Oh,
range matchup.
what
But
do you
top
want
lane
punish?
clean already straight off the bat, looking to just try challenge Primal Nugget wherever he can. as
Isn't
we do
winning
have
this, to be
the
honest.
dismount. Yeah, I'm actually not too sure if this one is going in McLean's favor. What is going on? The Kayle with the solo kill
no.
really early. You cannot afford to give
That is
Kayle
not it.
a kill at level 1.
Kale, the I go late game is just getting a kill. 3 minutes into the game is not what you want to see at the start of the
It's
game.
the flip and it lands on an error.
Damn. Oh man. Maybe just not being aware of that damage check. And honestly, I'm a little surprised. I feel like Kled has a really strong early game
Oh, nice
damage. That's way too much
satchel.
damage. Oh no!
Damn Elon.
That is delivered. Wow.
Okay. Forced the flash in, gets the final auto. That was a nice satchel, actually. Really, really nicely played.
Yeah, wow, damn. Honestly, that was Stardust just delivering Badger into the waiting arms of the volley bay there, just looking so clean. And again, we talked about it in game 1, that synergy between the jungle mid of Era just looking so good in this game again.
Alright, so Zimbo, yet again, playing a little bit disrespectful with these attempted tornadoes. We had in the first game, we played Thresh. Immediately in the early stages, he walked up a little bit too far past the wave, looked for a hook, missed the hook, and immediately got engaged on by Setsa. So going for these proactive tornadoes opens up a window where he can look to try and walk up, Setsa that is, and punish. So you got to be very careful. You need the Q available for the cancel on that engage.
Luckily, we do have... luckily they're a little bit aware of this potential gank here and do back off correctly, Zawarda, being aware that there is a volley bay bot side. Mid gank, Badger is not happy.
Oh no, the repeat gang Demulon yet again on the map in the early stages. Can somebody slow this guy down?
Yeah, honestly, it just feels like exactly what we saw in game number 1. Just doesn't matter that we do see some pressure in top lane. It always just feels like this mid duo is doing so well. I even seen the Raptors here from the Maokai jungle is super big. Damlin is just honestly schooling this Maokai in heart of jungle right
I would
now.
think that chickens are probably one of the easiest camps for Mark to clear, just because of the nature of his sapling, but not entirely sure. I haven't really tried jungle him.
No, I agree. It is. It's just a matter of like, yeah, that this mid prior and combination with Era Stardust and Demilon is absolutely making it very hard for Split is big. Because you don't have prior, you're just gonna lose stuff for free. And yeah, he needs to make a gank happen to try and help keep this, or a counter gank to help keep this Lux from falling more behind. We saw Victor going 0-5 last game, by the way, just from that amount of pressure that Diana and Zillion were providing. And
Right, so
you wouldn't
do
believe Ziggs is doing this well early game.
The dragon started up with sapling, revealing him, so we have a contest coming through.
Oh.
Demulon maybe a little bit of trouble, does take a lot of damage. The Ziggs looks for the assist. Red team dragon secured into the kill. Maokai dead. So it's gonna be a big win for the side of Era and friends. Beefboss on the other hand, almost actually trading for Mad. He's very low, but does he get out? Rel here for the assist now. Still level 4. Demulon.
Cecil says, "No friend, I'll make it out of this one." And yeah, it just feels like that was just honestly a slight misplay there on the side of Split is big. I think he could have killed the volley bear before the dragon went down, but instead focused the dragon a little bit there and wasn't able to secure the dragon as it was taken by that Ziggs plus volley bear combo. Again, the synergy of this mid jungle.
I said don't let Demulon have his volley bear. What did you guys do? You let it through, and look at him now, 3 for 1, only 6 minutes in. So you thought Diana was scary? Just wait for that mid to late game volley bear.
Yeah, especially a 3-1 volley bear. I mean, the amount of dive potential we saw a lot of dive with the Zillion Diana in game number 1, and in this game, there's still dive potential because of how of the volley bear ulti and how much armor and health he is going to get to build when he is this far ahead. Honestly, 10 CS up as well in this lane. He's picked up all but one of the scuttle crabs and looking to gank mid once again, trying to make Badger get 0-5 again. Beautiful. Badger saying, "No friend, I see you this time. You have no
the
support."
drive-by? The drive-by
And that's another
gank?
Raptor steal.
Oh no.
Not actually deciding to go for
Lux
Raptor.
though,
Poor
a little
Badger.
bit low in mana, but does end up looking for the dive, turns the turret off. I don't even care if you have a turret. Badger, you're out of here. That Comet doing the last little bit of damage was Stardust to find himself his next kill. He's 2-2.
Yeah, are we gonna get the 0-5 is the question now for Badger. He's just getting bullied in this lane time and time again between the synergy.
Oh no,
Meanwhile,
I've
top
seen
side.
this one before. The remount though, the clean, Kale, Mastery Taunt. Nobody actually dying, so they're really close on both sides. Both the mount and ult now pop, so no more vulnerability for
Oh! Shut down for Split is big. That is huge. Just Damian not respecting the tankiness and damage that Maokai provides. Unfortunate. Really big
fire.
cleanup there.
So, I mean, it's pretty close still. It's still an airside lead for sure.
Oh, those Samira interactions actually interesting to think about. Lots of things she can block. She can probably block a Ziggs ulti, to be honest. That'd be pretty pug to see.
That all works. I'm trying to think. It is a projectile, so I mean.
A Ziggs ult is a projectile, so surely you can dodge that if you time it right. I think that would be insanely cool to see, and also pretty broken, to be honest.
It only blocks it from hitting her, right? Or is it entirely? Surely it doesn't remove
Anything
the
in
ult.
that, anything inside the circle.
Yeah, but I mean, surely it doesn't remove the Ziggs ult.
I'm
That
pretty
just-
sure it does.
doesn't
It's like a
seem
wind ball.
right.
If it hits it, it's gone.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem right in my head though. Like, I don't know. Like everyone's standing next to
Ziggs
her.
counter mid lane. Yeah, I think whoever's standing next to her also dodges it. So
That
like
can't be
Jonaku,
right.
if you it just disappears.
Yeah, but Zig's ultimate
Unless
not
she's staying
really,
in front of her.
Like Zig's ultimate's not really like a skill shot in the sense of like his Q. Like if you Zig's ulti a Yasuo wall, it doesn't remove it, does it? It doesn't.
It does. I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay, I'm not confused. You've just like broken League
Oh,
of Legends.
Badger.
Badger.
Sad man. Ziggs doesn't even need support at this point. Badger is getting smashed in the 1v1, taking so much damage here.
I mean, we saw this
That's gonna be
exact play
power.
happen in the first game with Shelly getting brought through immediately from Damilon for the mid lane siege. Last time they just managed to drop the turret at half place. In this case, they got 2 charges off majority of the second tier as well. So that's actually a massive win for the side of Era. And so far so good. Looking to try and close this out as McLean going for a cheeky roam kill mid lane. McLean at bottom looking for the charge. Cooldown still a little bit left. Dangerous dive though. This is not a ball lane combo that you want to try and dive on a turret unless Damilon is here to turn the turret off.
Agreed. Looks like he is aware of that and is on his way. Maokai here as well, with ulti as well. Ooh, kills it. We can have a party in the bot lane, Shibi.
Is everybody invited?
Ah. No, the party's not happening. It got cancelled. Not
Sad.
enough,
Everybody
not
flew
enough,
down and suddenly the
consumable
party's
bot.
cancelled. It's like Corona.
yeah. Seems like a 2020 party, if you ask me. We
Pity
do have that
party, okay.
dragon spawning. We do have that dragon spawning, and actually no priority for the side of Era to actually take it. There was an opportunity there with the numbers advantage to pick that up
Yeah,
on
I'm
the side of
kind of
Zeward.
surprised. I'm surprised they didn't. Neither side really made an attempt for the dragon, seeing as they'd already rotated their place down. I don't agree with this lane swap. Putting bot lane Tristana and Janna top lane does not make sense in this case, because you're playing for dragon. That's the main objective to fight over. Tier 1 tower is still up bottom. So looking for the lane
Yeah.
swap is kind of forced, and they
That's
basically
already
been
on.
giving Zawado this dragon over effectively, seeing as they should have numbers advantage, but Damilon.
Yeah, it seems like Zeward is waiting for something to happen that's not happening, because they're just not super aware that this top swap has happened and that they have numbers advantage bot side. They've just been chilling 5-man bot side in that red jungle. Finally getting the courage to step up and do
yeah.
that dragon.
So, I mean, it seems like it's going to be worthwhile. Entire turret, all plates for the dragon. I think this does actually favor Era, surprisingly. Nobody really being sent up to try and deal with the top lane or slow it down. So, overall, working out okay for Era.
Yeah, that was honestly just... Yeah, just felt like Zeward just too scared to start that dragon up sooner.
Oh no. The base race? McLean
I
gonna
mean,
cancel the
it's not
recall.
a base race that both teams aren't basing.
McLean? Didn't actually cancel the recall, I'm surprised. So, I mean, top lane Siege, they have the Ziggs, they have Tristana, they've got a really strong sieging comp Era. So, I mean, if you let them hit the tower for free, which we just saw both mid lane and top lane, they're going to be picking up a lot of gold, a lot of objectives. And we can already start to see that
Even
in
on the
the
plate.
gold difference, 23.6 to 17.5. As for Mad and McLean, oh, cheeky binding. There's Stardust already using his satchel flashes towards
behind
Damilon.
Batman.
Final spark not going to find anybody, but it will be the final life for Badgers. He is now down. Primal Nugget in the hand, not often to use the ult as Beefmaster just able to run through him so easily. So big win again for Side of Era as they look to try and close this game out.
Yeah, and that just... It was a bit of a questionable decision, to be honest, by Era, that top lane switch working out way better for them than it should have worked out had the team Zawada punished it correctly. They
Yeah,
could have
it
traded
feels-
something bot lane.
It feels like Zawada is a little bit behind in terms of just team synergy, team communication, and macro. They're not moving and knowing where they need to be on the map. So it's kind of like an Era just looking to try force to do whatever they feel like doing, and Zawada kind of just rolling onto their back.
We have Zimbermas providing some healing there, but no objectives on the map means that they'll just take some farm, take the opposing jungle. This Pro Maokai is, wow, so much CS behind, and he's never going to catch up at this rate with Demilon
catch-up
cleaning up more
experience.
jungle. oh, yes, actually, we can have a look at that. He's level 8, so he needs to be 2 levels behind everyone. He's not 2 levels behind
He's
yet.
not, no.
So
I think
that's a
averages
big take.
it averages out everybody's elo, but it rounds up. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But clean on the other hand, the turret is so low. That's kind of tragic.
Yeah. McLean,
It's the second time he's died
Really
for a
playing
turret
over.
now. Actually, he did the same thing last game. He got the turret the previous time, though.
yeah, and it is what it is. I think he's just like so happy to be. He feels like the team's in the driver's seat, and he can take that trade. It's not the end of the world, as we have a 10k gold difference, basically. I mean, a little bit less than 10k, but still quite a big difference. And this volley bear's dire potential to just switch off towers. Badger gonna be going
has.
0-5 here very soon.
He's got the movement speed. He's got the follow up. Stardust able to find himself that free kill thanks to Demon and his turbo chem tank. Red side TP looking to try now join the fight as they need him. Is under siege. It's gonna be McLean top lane. However, wave shoving through means that the inhibitor top is now going to be the next objective. I highly doubt they finish with this push, but they should be able to break the second gate.
Definitely can. They also have Harold that they could be looking for. After getting this inhibitor tower.
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, it's really hard to do anything. Badger's having a hard time. He's getting camped so hard. As we do have an engage coming out. Damien falling really low.
Primal Nugget finds himself kill number 3. Actually, Kale looking to go pretty massive as we do have the overstay by error. And this may just be the Zawato comeback, but goodbye, Mad, as they do trade back 1. Unfortunately, turret not dropping either. So, I mean, this was the greedy play. They were in such a good spot, and perhaps this is the win condition for Zawato to get back in this game. They got the goal in the player who needs it the most. That is Kale. She's now 3-1, and she just needs to try and slow the game down, get to that late game power spike, the level 16 potential kill carry. But I mean, it's still Era's game of throwing.
Yeah, definitely. It's so hard, like even with some of those shutdowns going down. Just this Kale's level 9, like she's just not quite a champion until level 16. 50 CS down in the top lane. I mean, we have slightly less CS down in the mid lane, but still quite a drastic amount. 30 CS in the jungle. It just like it seems like across the board, except for in the bot lane, there's quite a big CS differential, which is definitely playing a part in that overall gold lead that Era has accumulated.
Era Zumbo. Yeah, volley. You're
Looking
gonna take a while to take that in him.
Yeah, he's got no,
The
no
man
damage.
is
This thing,
full
Wally,
tank.
He is a sad man.
Tank engage.
Did you get the
There we
Herald
go.
spawn here? We do have Volibear ulti though, so there's an opportunity here to just dive and end.
Final spark. Jana Yano Zimbo. Death number 3 as we do have the
A
potential
throw.
for the okay, the double. It's gonna be actually Mad finding himself another kill. So again, we have just Era playing too aggressive. They got a lot off of it, but they overstay, they overcommit, and versus a team that's slightly closer in terms of rank, this definitely would have been a Zawato comeback. But let's see what they could do with it.
Yeah, F in chat. Honestly, feels like Era is just. I'm not even sure
They're
how
greedy.
you misplay that badly. That was really greedy. And
Slow and
they
steady
got
wins
punished.
the race
Really
and gets
hard.
the base. Don't force it. They lose the Infernal. And actually gets the water now up in kills thanks to these consistent dives and overstays. Gold on the other hand, a
Yeah,
little bit
and-
one-sided though.
Yeah, Badger is slowly getting back into the game. Not 0-5 anymore, but now 1-5. And honestly, like, I think as these champions get online, you do not want to be delaying this game anymore if you can avoid it, because Kale does eventually come online. It's going to take her a long time, as she's only on 61 CS, and so is mid going to struggle a little bit. But, like, the longer you delay this, the more you feed them some kills,
Yeah.
the harder it's going to
mean-
get to finish.
This is actually not the worst place because we have Samira who's now 5-2, so she's like an AD carry who needs to really snowball, and she's strong in the mid to early stages. So in this case, she's getting a lot of gold. She's coming online. She's starting to get items, which is great. At the same time, Kale is picking up kills as well, and Kale just wants to get to the late game stage. So I mean, this is perfect case scenario in terms of gold distribution. For the Zawato side, so I mean, they're by no means out of this. It's going to come down to can Era sort of slow the game down, play the macro correctly. They've done a really good job in the early stages, kind of went a little bit pear-shaped in the mid stage, so let's see if they can close it out now, as we do have attempt number 3 at breaking the final gate that bot lane in him.
Yeah, hoping maybe to get 3
Oh, no.
inhibs and be able to close the game out that way. Lots of damage on that Janna.
I don't think
Wow.
Zawada can defend this. They have the super minions now shoving through both mid and top lane. It's going to start breaking the nexus shortly if they
John
don't look to
Basil
force. Kale now has to go and try and deal with the mid wave, which means that Eric can look for this engage, this pick potential. Starting with the Demilon engage, he has the ult, he has that ability, like we said before, to turn the turret off. Plus, the gotta go fast button to that turbo chem tank.
Yeah, I mean, really what it comes down to is Maokai's ability to ult at the right time when they look to do that engage.
Roots
If you hard
disengage.
disengage, the tower stays alive, and you just can't clean up things as we do get the
Honestly,
Maokai ulti coming out
I feel like
proactively.
even oh no, Kale's not here
that's
though.
right.
The turnaround, I'm mad, looks to go massive. He finds 2, he finds 4, the quadra, the penta,
The mirror?
penta kill.
Oh, iMadBot says we are not going down easy
Oh,
in
no.
our last game.
What am
yeah,
I
looking
watching?
to get a win. That is just a series of throws, Cheapy. What?
10-2 Samira, this is not good for Era. They're starting to feel the pressure. This is where the mentality, the mental boom comes in. Like, you need to be able to keep the team calm. You can see the snowball, the cracks are starting to form. You've got to try to slow the game down and make sure you play this correctly. This is, like I mentioned before, Era's game to throw, and they're doing it on a massive scale. 3 times in a row, they've tried to oversiege, and they've basically just funneled in so much money onto the Samira now. 10-2. It's actually iMad and Primal Nuggets game to try and close out now.
Yeah, the skull gap is almost gone. It was almost 10,000 at a point. And
How do you throw the Gale? You flip the Baron like
can he get a
this.
steal? Do get the steal.
Dambulan goes massive, gets the Baron plus the kill. It's support now down as it forces out the flash from Zimbo Mouse. Maokai left behind, and that right there is Eric cleaning up the fight. We had Eric consistently throwing the game down the drain, but Zawado get one final teamfight victory, and they overgreed for the Baron, and that should actually be enough for Eric to close this game out.
Yeah, and a beautiful exhaust going out onto iMadBot. Wasn't able to get a pentakill in that fight, and surely Kale cannot defend this. I mean, the respawn timers are pretty low. He doesn't have to
No.
survive that long. He has ulti.
How do you lose this game? You flip the Baron. That's one of the main ways to just throw that lead, and it's exactly what happened. So, I mean, Zawado, they were looking good, but unfortunately the macro decision making just not there for this one. It happens. It is what it is. GG, well played on both sides, and I mean, honestly, I feel like Zawado could have taken this game if they just managed to, I guess, not force.
Yeah, definitely. And still a great game overall. Super, super happy to see. I think that was a great performance from Zawado, looking to kind of at least consider taking a game there at the end of it. Even though I think they haven't won a game yet in the group, but there was lots of potential for the beautiful pentakill. I think looked super, super, super cool.
Both teams playing incredibly well. I mean, honestly, we can see kind of where Era are going wrong. Like, the players overall not too bad, but there's definitely some macro and decision-making issues that needs to be fixed if they want to move up towards some of the higher rank teams. As for Zawado, I think the same, perhaps a little bit further behind in terms of macro and rotations, but nonetheless, both teams showing a lot of potential, especially in their synergy and their ability to play off of each other. So, I mean, what are we thinking for MVP?
Ooh, I think it's super tough, but let's go have a look at some post-game stats for a second. There we go.
I mean, iMad was 10-3. That is a very,
Yeah,
very
although he
fair.
is on the losing team.
True.
That's a downside. But honestly, I think pentakill, people getting pentakill should always get the MVP. Look at that damage. Just
We
he
got a cool
tried.
clip,
He
so
tried
I mean
to carry that team
that's something.
really hard.
We got a really cool clip. I think how many pentas is that? The second penta of the entire tournament in the 9 weeks that we've been casting. I know
I want to say
Slaxel
second or
got
third,
one.
maybe.
Slaxel got one in the early stages, like one of the first batches. Other than that, I can't really think of another penta that we've seen.
Yeah, I wonder what the other one might have been. And yeah, I mean, I think the other thing to point out here is I think Era has a lot that they can learn. Some of their sister and brother teams have been performing very well, and yeah, we'll be very interested to see more from them in the future and from the Era team, who I'm sure is going to have one or two teams making it to the next stage, which will be starting very soon, as we are one game away from the end of this session of the thingy. But let's get back to the
Playoffs?
caster's desk.
I think
Playoffs, group stages.
yeah, whatever you want to call it. So I mean, like it's been a long 9 weeks. That's a lot of esports, a lot of gaming. I'm sure the players are very well warmed up at this point. All the synergy is starting to show a little bit better as the jitters are kind of worked off. So I mean, we've got a really big weekend coming up soon actually for the next stage. That's gonna be some, I guess, higher quality games to expect because these are all the winners of the group, so they should be a little bit closer, a lot more intense. I mean, this series in particular was actually really good to cast. Actually, majority of the season or majority of the previous casts have actually been pretty good, pretty fun. So props.
Yeah,
to the
I
player.
agree, and I think this upcoming match on Sunday is going to be absolutely insane. I believe we have two of the top teams that are currently tied for first place in their group that need to battle out to decide who does take first place, and yeah, that's super exciting, and I can't wait to cast that match on Sunday. High stakes in that one because it decides where you end up seeding into the next series, as mentioned. It's
Yeah.
B5 versus Instinct.
That's
Very
like the
spicy.
series. That's the series we've been waiting the entire season for. That's like the week 9 finale. This is like the final episode of the series that we've been waiting for. So that's gonna be a really good one, guys. Make sure to save that date. This Sunday, 8 p.m. B5 versus Instinct Esports. Both two highly contested teams, I guess. Like they're definitely, in my opinion, top 3 both of those sides. So we'll have to see what exactly happens there. I mean, do you have a prediction? B5 or Instinct, if you had to.
I just want to see a
biased.
3-game absolute smasher. I'm not biased at all, and I think it's going to come down to champion select and who can read the meta right now, which is a little bit of a mess. I think there's quite a lot of shifting that we've seen in this past patch, but they likely have a few more days in this week to kind of figure it out and see where they want to take it. Because I think the jungle meta has changed quite a lot. You'll notice that in this game, Diana was getting so many ganks off, and I think it's just thanks to the jungle changes.
100%. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it for today for the week 9 cast. Back again, like we said before, on Sunday at 8 p.m. for a very hype, very intense series. And we hope to see you guys all day. So tell your friends, tell your cat, tell your mom. 8 p.m. Sunday, League of Legends SA. Let's go. Mercedes-Benz ATK League of Legends Champion Series.
Very hype. And we're going to take you guys to high-end lights now. So enjoy those. Quite a lot of those in this series. And we'll see you guys on Sunday for a really insane match that decides the first place or the top person in that group and is going to be relevant for the seeds.
Maybe not the greatest of ideas. We're playing it safe, but meanwhile,
Yeah.
mid rather, we've got a bit of a flank coming through from Sion on the minimap. That's top lane McLean. You just got out, but he looks for the trade as the flash attempt.
Dino's coming.
Demula, Dino.
Caramel Nugget. No flash. That is going to be fun.
He's a 2-man grab, but unfortunately Thresh not really finding anyone with the hook, but red side
TP.
TP does look to try and join the fight. It's going to be Demulon a little bit low. He takes the legend straight into the Sion knockup. What are you
Beautiful.
doing, friend? Zimbo now the new focus as Split goes massive in the foresight flash, but double kill for Sion. The attempt, unfortunately, does not really find much, but it looks like Demulon again finds himself a cheeky kill, but the Zillion ulti should keep him alive for the initial resurrection. Does Split have the damage? I don't think he does. He's Sion. He's got to just burn all his CC, so that was actually a really nicely.
Quite a lot of damage.
What am I watching right now?
We're playing hide and seek in the top rush, I guess. Oh, he's maybe hoping for the Darius to come back. I have no idea what I'm watching.
No. Alcove gameplay?
Beautiful.
13 minutes in means that Caitlyn is sitting on a substantial amount of gold on this next back in particular, but looks like there's going to be a flank yet again. Error finds the 2-man stun. The Leon place one of the bombs. Looks good with the candy cane skin. And Setsu kind of looking to do as much CC as he can before going down himself, but it should be enough for Beefmaster to find the kill through the exhaust. And yet again, a Rajin 195 out of here as in jungle the fight continues. This is an absolutely yes to remember game. These fights in the same side of the jungle, but completely separate, as we do have Error actually looking pretty clean as Beefmaster finds himself kill number 3 with a flash hook. Jungle Sion into the box, but Unstoppable has other plans.
Yeah, there's even a better. Oh, oh no.
Damulon.
I'm at bot taking a lot of damage. Does make it over the wall, really safe. Ulti used by Diana as well
hello.
to take it out. So much damage.
Zimbo?
And Diana shut down. That's huge. It does go into Ral though, so not as huge as it could have been. It's been a while. Man, nostalgic moments here. We take a second to
Okay.
remember.
McLean breaks his stride, gets out of the baby cage. McLean looking to try and pull some damage. Badge in a bit of trouble, but he has no execute just yet. There it is, the dunk master himself, McLean, with the mastery taunt disrespect.
Just absolute like summoner, not summoner spell, but ruin diff and on Badger's side. Had he had phase rush there, he could easily get out. More fighting happening. Let's focus on that.
Okay, we've got Primal Nugget looking to join the fight, but he gets over the wall. That's not where you want to be. Force to flash out as McLean now finds kill number 3, but that's going to be the end of that.
Glass, not really, because it's as good as the AD version. Yeah, so we do get how being dropped bot side. Badger gonna be left to defend that.
Damage. The
Beautiful
flash
time.
hook, hello, Zimbo. The Kai'Sa entering stage right. What did I just watch?
That wasn't.
System, but looks like McLean not going to really get too much access. He's a little bit too deep, so he will pay the price with the Zillion ultimate just in the snick of time. As the silent chains, you see McLean lantern pull out, so nobody's be dying there. Just some ultimates at lost. In this case, Stardust.
A very. Oh. Damulon. All
I'm
in.
greedy. He finds the damage. Primal Nuggets dead. Unfortunately, I'm at a little bit late on that. So I'm going to heal as double kill coming through for Diana. I don't know why that again forced to try to look for any form of CC before he does go down. He does get a quite big chain, but unfortunately just no follow through damage. On the other hand, Zimbo Mouse, a lot of trouble. Nicely plays bomb though.
Beautiful
What?
time bomb. Oh my word, that's gonna be the game right there, off of the back of the Zillion. Who the team? Oh no,
4v5.
not a Scion.
Maokai actually going to be backing away, but Aurel gets a big pick. It's going to be first blood on a Samira. That is not what you can afford. I said that they have a strong early game, so what? Like, I mean... Well, and like a standard range matchup, but top lane McLean already straight off the bat looking to just try and challenge Primal Nugget wherever he can.
Isn't winning this, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure if this one is going in McLean's favor. What is going on? The KO with the solo kill early. You cannot afford to get
just not being aware of that damage check. And honestly, I'm a little surprised. I feel like Kled has a really strong early game damage.
Nice.
That's way too much
Satchel.
damage. Oh no!
Damulon.
That is delivered. Wow.
Okay. Force the flash in, gets the final order. That was a nice satchel actually.
Luckily, they're a little bit aware of this potential gank here and do back off correctly. Zawardo, being aware that there is a volleyball bot sign. Mid gank, Badger is not happy.
Oh no, the repeat gank Damulon yet again on the map in the early stage. The Ziggs looks for the assist. Red team Dragon secured into the kill. Maokai dead. So it's gonna be a big win for the side of Era and friends. Beefmaster on the other hand almost actually trading for Mad. He's very low, but does he get out? Rel here for the assist now. Still level 4. Damulon.
I see you this time. You have no
The drive-by. The drive-by.
And that's another Raptor steal.
Oh no.
Not actually deciding to go for
Lux
Raptor.
though,
Poor
a little
Badger.
bit low in mana, but does end up looking for the dive, turns the turret off. I don't even care if you have a turret. Badger, you're out of here. That Comet doing the last little bit of damage with Stardust to find himself. There's Stardust already using his satchel flashes towards
behind
Damulon.
Batman.
Final spark, not going to find anybody, but it will be the final life for Badger as he is now down. Primal Nugget in the hand, not often to use the ult as Beefmaster just able to run through him so easily. So
Yeah, it's really hard to do anything. Badger is having a hard time. He's getting camped so hard. As we do have an engage coming out. Damulon falling really low.
Primal Nugget finds himself kill number 3. Actually, Kale looking to go pretty massive as we do have the overstay by Error. And this may just be the Zawardo comeback, but goodbye, Mad, as they do trade back 1. Unfortunately, turret not dropping.
On here, we do have volleyball ulti though, so there's an opportunity here to just dive and end.
Final spark, Jana Yano, Zimbo. Death number 3 as we do have the potential for the Soka. The double is going to be actually Mad finding himself another kill. So again, we have
The tower stays alive, and you just can't clean up things as we
Honestly,
do get the Marka ulti coming out.
I feel like
Proactively, a
even
little bit.
oh no, Kale's not here though.
sorry.
The turnaround, I'm Mad looks to go massive. He finds 2, he finds 4 quadra the penta.
The mirror.
Penta
Is that a
kill.
penta? Oh, Cap is almost gone. It was almost 10,000 at a point. And
How do you throw the Gale? You flip the Baron
can
like
he get a
this.
steal? Do get the steal.
Dambulan goes massive, gets the Baron plus the kill. It's supporting on down as it forces out the flash from Zimbo Mouse. Maokai left behind, and that right there is Eric cleaning up the fight.
Don't let me sleep. Never say you're sorry.